My pathogenicness, one day I'll be able to read English, or they could just use normal words, really knew no bounds. But since she went through the trouble, I might as well take her up on the offer. I would. Even though I had started out such a lovely day, I had to get carried away and do that stupid thing. I'd completely ruined it. But really, you really saved my hide there. Thank you. I've really come to see you as reliable. Aw, even I was scared. No, you weren't. You were so confident back there. But Kei-chan was in trouble, so I had to be brave and do my best. While a little embarrassed, but by what she said, Shion made a show of folding her arms boldly. Shion, really, thank you. I was thanking Shion, but I really wanted to thank Mion. Mion, really, thank you. Now, cheer up a little. If you feel indebted, then you have the chance you should help somebody in need. Like, for example, if I'm ever in trouble. Please come and save me. Oh, I would. In a heartbeat. Nope. Fucking, I would start flying. Yeah, of course. It's a promise. You absolutely have to. Taking advantage of my words, she seemed happy about my promise. So I'm ever in trouble, Kei-chan. Well, come and save me. I hope trouble comes soon. You finally smiled. Aw, she is so fucking cute. She said as she smiled herself, poking me in the cheek. A downtrodden Kei-chan is as good as an imposter. Come on, smile, smile. That tickles. Stop. Thanks to Shion's meddling, I finally cheered up a little. All the muscles in my body had stiffened because of the indecent incident finally began to relax a little. When you're in a better mood, don't you get a little hungry? I'm kind of hungry, so I want to eat some pancakes or something. Do you want some too, Kei-chan? I wanted to show a little restraint, but restraint really wasn't my thing. That's why I replied without any. They're good, right? I'm pretty picky when it comes to pancakes. Don't worry, our pancakes have a pretty good reputation. Shion ordered some pancakes from a nearby waitress. Oh, she's sitting in the booth with me. An employee ordering from another employee seems kind of weird. Hey, speaking of that, wasn't Shion in the middle of a shift? She's just been slacking off while talking to me. I told my uncle that you saved me when I was surrounded by hoodlums, so he's rewarding you. Hell of a reward. So I have the manager's permission. That's exactly the opposite of what happened. Is that all right? It's perfectly fine. By the time the pancakes arrived, we had entered into a relaxed conversation. As the two of us ate pancakes, we livened the mood with some chit-chat. About what was on TV, celebrities, that kind of thing. Hobbies, food, really nothing more than idle chit-chat. Talking together like this, I once became conscious of Shion being a girl. Hey now, that's funny talk, Keiichi. Shion and Mion are the same person. If there was anything different between them, it was only whether or not Mion admitted she was Mion. But given that, how come our conversation was this different? Kei-chan, you don't think of my sister as a girl, do you? That's not true. If she were a guy, I'd punch the living daylights out of her. I think the reason you guys get along so well is because you have that kind of platonic relationship. No, I don't want that, though. That's a pretty rare and inevitable thing to have, don't you think? I don't get what you're saying, but it really would be a waste to treat her like a girl. Hey, Kei-chan, that's sexist. Hearing the word sexist was cause for introspection. What was I prejudiced against Mion and Shion for? Mion was Mion, she was the best friend a guy could have, no reservations, and head and shoulders above me when it comes to club activities. If I'd met her 5 years earlier, my life would have probably been a lot more fun. Of this I had no doubt. Then what about Shion? She was Mion's little sister, and I hadn't been even 3 days since we met. Her relationship was much more distant as as the only thread we had in common was that I knew her sister. And for Shion it was the same. I was somebody she met 3 days ago, only because I was a friend of her sister's. The difference between Mion and Shion. Friendliness? Familiarity? Playing around with these unclear thoughts for a while, I had stopped listening to Shion. Wow, what a dick. Hypothetically, okay, are you listening? Sorry. Yeah, I'm listening. This is just an hypothetical question, okay? Both me and my sister are in trouble, okay? She's gonna ask which one you save. God damn it. Fuck. Fuck me. Both. Immediately. Both and save both. We're dangling off the side of a cliff. Which one of us do you save? You can only save one. She wasn't saying it to tease me, but had a playful tone behind her voice. That's not a nice question. I want to save you both, but I can't do that, right? Right. You can only save either Shion or Mion. Who do you save? Oh, god damn it. Sorry, Shion, I have to save Mion. I'm sorry. Don't hate me for that, but oh my god. I've only known you for 3 days. You're really nice. But, Mion is just... She's Mion. I don't know, I like her character better. I like Shion, don't get me wrong. She's nice, sweet, and all that. I just like Mion better. I don't know. Because Mion does have that really cute side to her. And it's adorable to see it come out. If it were Mion, I don't think she'd be in that situation in the first place, as it's something she could easily get out of herself. But what about the normal frail Shion? I guess I'd have no choice. It's not my sister, right? If Miona and Shion were different people, I suppose it would come to that. I couldn't confirm nor deny it. She would have been smiling, but her gaze was locked firmly to mine. In other words, that's it, isn't it? My sister is... Huh? Sorry, I messed up what I was trying to say. Shion was trying to talk in a light-hearted manner, but I felt there was something more behind her words. Was Mion trying to tell me something through Shion? Not being able to put a finger on exactly what it was vexing. Shion, to hide her embarrassment, turned the conversation around. More importantly just now, were you surprised? When everyone kept on showing up. Of course I was. If it were Rena or Satoko, that would have been one thing. But for all those people, young and old, to gather, they were all from Hinamizawa, right? Yeah, that's right. Everyone in Hinamizawa is pretty close-knit. An enemy of one is the enemy of all. Nobody's going to look on from the sidelines. They were a pretty reliable group of residents. Somebody's being picked on, then everyone unites to get rid of the bully. It kind of sounds like the Mafia or the Yakuza's brand of unity. You shouldn't say something like that. It's something you should be thankful for. You were saved by that unity, weren't you? Never forget to show your appreciation. I half-heartedly agreed. I knew full well I should be appreciative. Okay, so... if I want to apply that to the curse thing, it would make sense that it was a bunch of people instead of the actual curse itself. Because the people they help out with the crime to get rid of it, the bully. And in that case, Keiichi was the bully that time. Interesting. Everybody really is close-knit, aren't they? Maybe it's because of tradition. Hinamizawa has been in danger of becoming a ghost town on several occasions. There's been a history of the villagers uniting together each time to fight for the village's continued existence. For example, Kei-chan, did you know that about the Hinamizawa Dam Project? Hinamizawa Dam Project? Oh, fuck, I'm actually learning about it, not from, the night it happened? Let's see, I feel like I've heard it, someone talk... I've heard somebody talk about it before. I feel like it. About 10 years ago, there was a sudden proposal to build a dam here, which would have submerged Hinamizawa underwater. Oh, that story. I think I heard my dad talk about that. Well, I'm pretty sure that plan was cancelled, right? We made them cancel it. Everyone band together. So that was a well-earned victory. That sounded pretty much like the story I heard. The protest intensified to the point where it was featured in newspapers and magazines. As a result, the plan was suspended. The whole story with the dam apparently started before I was born. At first, the proposal was only for exploratory purposes, or a small dam to control erosion. But then the cat was let out of the bag. If it were completed, it would have been the biggest dam in Japan. Not just Hinamizawa, but several villages upstream would have been submerged as well. The protest immediately began. Petitions to cancel or relocate the project were drafted and submitted to the Diet. They went so far to go to the Ministry of Construction in Tokyo to hand over a direct appeal to the minister. The previous landowner sued the government, stating that there were inconsistencies in the purchase agreement and the transaction should be nullified. Owners of yet unacquired land split their properties, increasing the number of landowners in order to stifle the project. It was all very precious when the land acquisition was still about money. Eventually, they started relying on eminent domain in order to seize the land. It started at that point. The riot police began to get violent. Riot police? You mean the police? Why would they act violent? They punched. They kicked. There was a time I was hit. Right around here, I think. My skin split open and a whole lot of blood spilled out. Saying that, Shion indicated her temple by poking at it. Oh, God. What happened to the police? Filing a complaint against the riot police for police brutality would seem like a kind of strange for some reason. Yeah. Naturally, they wouldn't pay heed to something like that. You wouldn't be able to establish proof on who exactly hit you, and they could justify their actions by saying you were interfering with police duties. My nana went off like a firework. After that, it was amazing. Like a full-scale war. We weren't just going to sit by and idly file complaints. Oh, I feel bad for her. We went off on the offensive. First, in order to call attention to the government, they filed a temporary injunction in court. In order to gain public support, they called in a prominent scientist to state that Hinamizawa was a valuable natural preserve. They pressured their prefecture and municipal assembly, saying that the prefectural governor ignored his constituents when he approved the project, and he demanded his resignation. They completely and thoroughly denounced him. Smart. Naturally, in Hinamizawa, a ferocious conflict worthy of being called the Dam War began. In order to suppress the police brutality, they coordinated with networks of channels and exposed the violence of the riot squad members to the public. On top of that, they put together a special expose themed around the government repressing the citizens and aired it nationally. It worked wonders. Following that, the SWAT teams had their hands cuffed. Shit. Day after day, the petitions and demonstrations continued. Propaganda was used to help garner support. The circle of support gradually expanded outwards from Hinamizawa. Either that bore fruit or the government finally decided against it. It was announced that the dam project was indefinitely suspended just a few years ago. We did everything we could. The entire village band together and fought. At that time we were desperate, but now that it's over, it's actually become a pretty good memory. The villagers' feeling of solidarity and unity still haven't faded. Shion said that as she focused off into the distance. I felt that those eyes weren't filled with anguish, but rather a sense of pride. That kind of solidarity is pretty nice. You don't see it too often. Bridging the generation gap and unifying the region. I think so too. The dam project was a trial. I think that just the fact we were able to overcome it is huge. The fear I was feeling until just now gradually began to fade. When people began to show up one after another while I was engaged with those thugs, I thought it was frightening. But now I felt from the bottom of my heart that I had been rude. The villagers prepared to defend their homeland to the death. The sense of solidarity that fostered it. It might seem imprudent to say this, but I was a little jealous. If I'd been in Hinamizawa when the protest against the dam was going on, I might have been able to share in that sense of solidarity. Kei-chan, you weren't here at the time, so I don't think you can fully feel the solidarity in the village. But everybody shares it, thoroughly, even with somebody who just moved here like you, Kei-chan. She couldn't have been more right. So many people got together to help me out when I just moved here. Even though they were strangers whose names I didn't even know, a hot feeling began to well up inside of me. When I lived in the city, I didn't even know my own neighbors. I thought that was natural. But here, that was an absurd and pathetic thing. Even though I thought of them as strangers, all the other villagers viewed me as a comrade. Happiness and warmth. I was acutely aware of those feelings as they gradually welled up inside of me. So Nozaki-san, the manager wants you to work the floor. A more senior waitress waved her hand and called out to Shion. Seemed like it was time for her work. Okay, I'm coming. Sorry. Looks like I have to get to work now. It's fine. Thanks for hanging out with me. It was fun. Oh, are you going home? No. Wait until she gets off shift, you dumbass. What the fuck are you doing? God damn it. Yeah. My mom gets fussy if I'm not home by dinner time. Seeing that Shion wanted to say something, but she swallowed her words. You know, that she wants to hang out with me more. Oh, God. Come on, man. Like we hadn't talked enough, that kind of feeling. Looking at that expression, I regret saying something that had disappointed Mion like that. I was about to say that I could stay for a little bit longer when Shion got up from her seat. Here, if you use the coupon, it should cover the pancakes as well. Saying that, she showed me a coupon booklet as she tore out a few sheets and handed them to me. Convenient, isn't it? It's a little perk I get on top of my salary. It's okay. I can pay for the pancakes myself. Hey, being so reserved doesn't fit you, Kei-chan. If I were my sister, you would have gladly let me pay for it. She said as she laughed, gently stopping me from opening my wallet. Being told to do such an encouraging smile really resounded with me. So Nozaki-san, sorry, could you take care of the register? Oh yeah, right away. Later, today was fun. Saying that, Shion smiled one more time at me. Oh my god. Oh, Mion. Thanks a lot for today, I owe you one. If you really think that, then return the favor. I'm looking forward to it. After I said that, I realized I mistakenly called her Mion. I didn't know if she realized it or not. She didn't correct him. I don't care. Mion's still too fucking adorable. Hello? Why'd it get dark? Lazing around and watching television after dinner was part of my daily routine. Seems like a waste at first glance, but you could say it was an important time when I was able to acquire knowledge of everything from politics to economics to various trivia. After dinner was valuable time all well spent while the brain was at its most supplied with nutrients. You idiots, it's obvious that Tokyo Tower is taller. Today I tested my knowledge of trivia by watching the weekly quiz show, Jeopardy, basically. Sitting in front of the television, I was able to get a lot of answers right, but if I were actually up on stage, I'd probably fail miserably. Phone? Keiichi, phone call from Sonozaki-san. Okay. Sonozaki. It's Mion. It was a little late for her to be calling. Oh. I don't care how late it is. I had a bad feeling about this. Why? It can only be good. I had a hunch it was something to do with club activities. She was probably going to inform me that what we were doing tomorrow. Or it could be Shion calling you and saying, oh, I forgot to mention, the cute stuff. This was Mion we're talking about. She might even go as far as to say we're doing club activities right now, so hurry up and come over. I'd do that. By the way, it was 8 p.m. Hello? No way we're having a club battle right now. Huh? That's not it. I mean... Aw. It was Mion, but it was a very un-Mion-like way of talking. Huh? Could it be? Sorry. Could it be you're not Mion, but Shion? That's right. Good evening. Sorry for calling so late. For Mion, this would have been an ill-fittingly polite way of talking. But since it was Shion, it was natural, even though they were both the same person. With a dry smile, I enjoyed that mysterious feeling. No, it's fine. What's up? Kei-chan, do you like sweets, like cakes or desserts? There's no way I hated them. I'm an unabashed glutton. That's great. Actually, there's a new dessert contest this summer. Looks like they have a new dessert menu every season. So they were hiring taste testers for potential desserts. The desserts at Angel Mort have a good reputation. It's pretty difficult to get accepted as a taste tester. I'll get right to the point. Ta-da! You say ta-da, but I can't see you over the phone. Still, could it be? That's right. I have a taste testing ticket right here. If you don't mind sweets, how about it? When you say how about it, you basically mean, with that ticket I can eat all the new desserts I want. They say to beware of honey pots, but this is sweeter than any pot of honey. All you can eat free dessert? No way. If you're okay with that, I'll register you as a taste tester. When you come to the restaurant tomorrow, just give the person in charge your name. Then everything will work out. And when you say everything will work out, you mean all you can eat. For free. Yeah, it's free. There's quite a bit, so I recommend you come hungry. Oh my god, she is an angel. What the? This is too good to be true. She is too much of an angel. Oh my god. Mion's perfect as well, but oh my god, Shion's taking it to another fucking level. I don't want to change my answer. I'd still save Mion though. If I had to choose, I still would. Even with the free desserts, if all you can eat, I still would. This was such a delectable opportunity, it was almost scary. This was really Shion, right? It wasn't Mion posing as Shion in order to bait me into a trap, was it? What am I saying? They're the same person. Yeah. I know exactly what you're thinking, Kei-chan. You're thinking this is too good to be true, right? I would never. I heard from my sister, but you're really somebody who can't tell a lie. I'm not averse to somebody like that. Shion laughed with a voice that sounded like how Mion would laugh. It's not like I was intending to do it. It just so happens that my shift ends early tomorrow. If it's not a bother, I thought maybe we could spend a little time together after I'm done. Your shift ends early tomorrow. Yes. Yes. If I can't have great times with Mion, I'll have even better times with Shion. Yeah. So while you take your time eating dessert, I'll finish up. Well, I didn't have any plans anyway. I don't mind hanging out with you for a bit. It's not like we have to go anywhere. I was thinking we could cool off in the evening while we take a walk. There's no reason for me to refuse. There's no reason for you not to accept at all. Like, the end of the world could be happening today. There's still no reason to refuse. Out of courtesy, I might as well take her up on her offer. By the way, Kei-chan. Sorry. You and I have been meeting up every day, haven't we? Yeah, we have. Now that you say it, I guess we have. Since you said okay, we have an excuse to meet again tomorrow. Huh? What was Mion saying? She wants to, go out with you. Kei-chan, your voice just cracked. What's the matter? It wasn't a video phone, but she could tell I was beet red. Well then, you should definitely come tomorrow. I'll take my leave here. Good night. Good night. God damn it. Or did she say that? I don't know. Who cares? Either way, I'm gonna hang out with Shion some more. Shion finished with what she had called to say ended the conversation without any chit-chat. When I returned to the living room after hanging up the phone, the TV was already off and my mom was sleeping in the rocking chair. Not feeling like turning the TV back on, I went back upstairs and returned to my room. Dude, you're so lucky. And yet he's trying to squander it. I've only been receiving favors from Shion, haven't I? She brought me a bento and saved me when I got involved with those thugs. She's supposed to be a different person so I could thank Mion at school. Come to think of it, she'd probably just say she'll pass it on to her sister. I had to thank Shion directly. Tomorrow I'll have to repay her somehow. Yeah, you will. I'm looking forward to that repaying. She's too fucking nice, though. Oh my god. Both the twins. Details of the Delinquent 3. Let's go look at that. Hey look, mob mentality. You stole my fucking title, you piece of shit. Just why are you arresting us? Bullshit. Let go of me. Kuma-chan, you can let go of their arms now. Here, please sit down. The three people rubbed their arms painfully. Kumatani-kun and the others must have been squeezing them pretty tightly. Don't get me wrong. I haven't arrested you or anything. Kuma-chan, go give me something cold from the fridge, please. Would you like your barley with foam or without? They plunked down onto the reception sofa, and despite not yelling anymore, they still had dangerous expressions. What I'd give to be young again. I'll drink even if you don't, you know. Excuse me for helping myself. Beer is best when you drink it on the job. As he downed the beer with glee, the three people exchanged glances, then finally reached out for their cans. They hadn't stopped being cautious. It was more like they didn't see a reason to refuse. They each opened their cans and began to drink the contents. Oh, it's laced with, good old poison. Arsenic. Where did you guys come from? You're not from around here. They looked at each other again, suspicious of whether they should tell him. Are you all college students? Friends on a trip? You were probably traveling on bikes or something. Sounds like fun I wish I was having. You don't live close by, do you? Where did you come from? Osaka, perhaps? What's the matter to you? No, there's no use trying to intimidate me. You would have been in a lot of trouble if I'd left you there, right? They seemed to recall the thrilling event from earlier. While they could understand getting surrounded by students or a gang or something along those lines, they would never have been surrounded by locals, both young and old, both men and women, before. It was easy to imagine how scared they must have been. If you were there from here, the people of Hinamizawa wouldn't have done anything to you, no matter what you had done wrong. They're all special, not in the sense of parents not wanting to get involved with their children's fights. If one person gets bullied, the village will come out in full force. That's not just an idle threat, you know. They couldn't argue against that. They themselves had been surrounded. They'd seen it with their own eyes. There was no doubt about it. Around these parts, if the people of Hinamizawa give you a glare like that, you'll simply get demoned away and no one will hear from you again. You'll suddenly disappear without a trace. Do you all have families that would get the police to search for you if you went missing? If not, then that's bad. You'll vanish and that'll be the end of it. Even then, we got there soon enough that nothing happened. If we'd been late, things could have taken a turn for the worse. If they'd been forced into an alley, these young men wouldn't be sitting on a couch right now. They'd be lying on an autopsy table. Well, probably not. Anyway, perhaps they'd be a little more cooperative if we'd found them as corpses. How did you all get to Okinomiya? By train? By bike? Bike. That's not good. They're still parked there yet, aren't they? If you go waltzing in to get them back, they might gang up on you. Hell's that? We'll take them all. Calm down. Why are our young people these days so quick